Alright, what's up guys? I'm going to throw together just another quick video without, a lot of production value and stuff, like I would prefer to do. A couple things to point out in the video. I'm just coming off of home time. I had, it was holiday. Hope everybody's Christmas went well. I hope you had a great New Year. And I hope you guys are, working towards moving forward in your lives and getting, where you want to be in life, because, man, things are tough. So it's nice to find a way forward and that works for you. And this isn't a job for everybody, obviously, but for those people that can handle the rigors of this job, it can work out, and there are some good benefits to it. Now there definitely are some drawbacks. Okay, so we're going to talk about one of the drawbacks right here, because as I sit here right now and record this video, it's been a rough day, kind of unfortunate, because today was actually my birthday. So I guess if I was smart, I would have extended my home time through my birthday, and I'm kind of kicking myself for not doing that now, especially after what's going on today. It's not the end of the world, but these are the struggles of trucking and the ELD. For those that are new to the channel and to trucking, and you guys are trying to gather information about what this job is like. The electronic logging device is kind of it's kind of God for you in a way, as it manages your time and it limits what you can do as far as driving and stuff. So, and it can be a super pain in the ass. Now, let's talk about today and why today was a real super pain in the ass. My day started out this morning early with getting a load from the Burleson terminal, which is, of course, where I came back to after my home times, where I parked my truck. And I actually was back to yesterday and set ready for dispatch. Didn't get a load until late, and it was for an early morning 4 a.m. earliest delivery in Fort Worth. It was a whole 26 miles from the terminal. Okay, and when I looked at the paperwork, the bills of lading for the load, I wasn't super happy about it, because I knew that what was going to end up happening, and it's exactly what did happen. This was a broker load that had just a crap ton of different random shit on the truck. Like, I don't know, I think I had 40 bills of lading or something. It was an obscene number of paper, amount of paper. The paperwork was literally about an inch thick. Because of all the bills for all the different loads, the stuff going to different places. So that I knew what was going to happen. It was going to take them forever to unload me. So I was trying to mitigate what I was expecting from that by getting there early, because one of the challenges of this job is finding parking when it comes time to shut down for the day. When sometimes even just for your 30-minute break, but especially when you're shutting down for your end of your day. The later it is, the more towards prime time, after, say, 5 p.m., the harder it can get to find parking, especially in places where the truck stops aren't that big and there isn't a lot of adequate parking. And that's a growing number of places, unfortunately. So this morning I got there early. I got up early. I got to I think it was there at like 4:15, got checked in, got in the dock at 4:50. It took them 4 hours to unload me. I was sitting there for 4 hours. Now, the problem is you get detention pay here after 90 minutes. But, so the first hour and a half is free, but you make nothing for that, and you lose all the drive time that you would get. Now, the problem is I put myself in a sleeper berth, so I'm not eating up my drive clock, but you're burning your 14-hour clock, with your on-duty clock, because without being able to drive, only driving 26 miles and then, to the customers and delivering you. It wasn't like I was driving for 8 hours and I could do like a split sleeper berth thing where I could do like 4 hours in the berth and get some of my time back and blah, blah, blah. It's just, you'll learn about that if you come through this and do this, about how managing the clock is, kind of a big drag, and, different tricks that you can do as far as like running on things like recaps and things like that. But regardless, for me, the problem was that I'm burning up my clock sitting there, and I'm not logging miles. I still have 8.5 hours of drive time. plus, actually, more than that, because, you know, I've only driven for like, I don't know, half an hour or whatever it was. And anyway, I get that load on, you know, done, and then they dispatch me a new load, and it's in Waco. So, okay, I got to drive down to Waco and pick it up. But I've been to this place before. It's Owens Brockway Glass, and, you know, so it's beer bottles, you know, to pick up and take to the different, you know, breweries. And this one's going to West Allis, Wisconsin. So it's a nice run. It's 1,100 miles. But the problem is that the delivery or the pickup time was 5 p.m. Yeah, not good, because this is a place that you can almost never get loaded early. It can happen occasionally, but it's usually like a freaking miracle. It's usually live load, and it usually takes forever. Because if you ever, you know, were to come here, you would see what goes on here, and that is that they'll be on the street in front of the plant, lining this right side of the road, opposite of the plant, will be nothing but trucks lined up to get in, that have checked in and they're waiting to get loaded. They only use like 2 docks here, sometimes 3 if you don't have a 53-foot trailer. They can use another dock, but they really only use 2 docks. It takes forever. They were running way behind today. Okay, so you'll check in, you give them your phone number, and then for us, we have a parking lot we can go park in, so we go and sit in that parking lot. But the problem is my clock is burning. Okay, I'm knowing that even if I get loaded at 5, by the time I get in the dock, I'm only going to have 20 minutes left of drive time for the day, or period, because that's all I got left on my 14. So the whole thing is just a drag, because, you know, you're sitting there. You can't go to sleep I can't get good sleep, because like I would like to take a nap or lay down and get some rest, because, you know, and wait for them to call me. But the problem is sometimes I can sleep a little heavy and I might miss that call, and then I might not get loaded, you know. So I mean, this is a place you don't want to miss your load call at all, because if you do, who knows when you'll get loaded. I mean, they don't seem to make any apologies for the fact that they run behind here, or, you know, how long they keep you waiting. It's like they don't give a shit about you, your troubles, or any of that. But, you know, that's life. That's the way it is. A lot of people are like that, right? Even, you know, businesses, companies, personal life, it's that way. But anyway, finally got called to go into into the door at. Well, actually, he called me to pull up on the street in front from the parking lot at about 7:30. And he's telling me, oh, it's going to be like, you know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever. You just need you to pull up on the street so you're ready. I'm sitting on the street for 2 hours, okay, before I can ever get in and pull in. By the time I get in and back into the door and then start loading me, it's now 10 o'clock. Okay, so now they're 5 hours behind my scheduled time to get me loaded. In fact, I've been here so long that, and been in the sleeper berth the whole time, that my clock has actually started up again, so that I now could drive. But the problem is, I've been awake since 3:30 this morning. I'm wiped out. I can't be heading out and driving this truck down the road when I don't have adequate rest. So I'm looking at, you know, my time. The delivery is set up for the 9th at 8 in the morning. It's like an 18.5 hour drive from here to West Allis. I'm pretty sure I can make it. I'm going to have to get some sleep, get up early, and roll out, you know, with probably less sleep than I would like to have, obviously. But, you know, it's doable. I can do it, but it's going to be a pain in the ass. And this all comes down to issues with clock and clock management is, you know, the main driver of this, at least part of it. The other, obviously, the other side of this is what happens to your clock when you deal with customers that aren't running on time, and they aren't timely in what they do. When they take too long to get you unloaded, when when you're detained and held over, and your clock is just burning, and it screws you. And this is another case of where these guys have already put this load 5 hours behind. And now you're going to have to add on to it the fatigue factor for me, and the fact that I'm going to have to get some sleep. I can't just roll out of here now and leave. I wish I could. It would be nice. But even if I could, right now, once I went to shut down, there would be no place to park. So it would be a struggle just to find that. And as fatigued as I am, I don't want to be battling, trying in the last hour, trying to find a place to shut down so I can get some rest, and for 10 hours. So the whole thing is just, this is one of the frustrating parts of this particular career path. Okay, and this is one of the reasons why I don't particularly enjoy bumping docks and dealing with customers like that. I would actually much prefer to be out running flatbed loads, not bumping docks. I like the idea of hauling heavy equipment and like rolling into a customer, like say with a front end loader on the back of the trailer, and dropping some ramps, driving the thing off the back of the trailer, handing them their paperwork, and getting it signed, and then cutting out and leaving. That's a much more appealing type of path for me. But it is what it is. We'll deal with this as long as we have to, and it was a hell of a way to spend the birthday. At least I got to listen to the game on the radio. I didn't want to fire up the DirecTV. I could have, but I didn't know when I was going to be moving, and it's a hassle. I need to turn the dome power off because it's not a tracking satellite. If you get in one of these trucks here for Millis that has the DirecTV, you got to try to remember to turn off your dome power before you start moving the truck. Because otherwise the satellite dish is trying to track the satellite while you're moving. It will burn the damn thing up in a while, and then you won't have DirecTV when you shut down, if you want to watch TV or not. I don't really watch that much TV, but sometimes it's nice to have it for. I would have watched the game tonight, the Clemson beating up on Alabama. That would have been fun to watch the actual game instead of just listening to it on the radio. But they did just upgrade our Sirius XM radios, and so we now have NFL channels on there. We have, I think the full list and stuff now. I mean, it seems like there was almost every damn channel on there. There's news channels. It is a nice radio package because you got NASCAR channel and all that stuff. So if you got an interest, you should be able to find something on there. So that's kind of nice. But anyway, this is sort of the drag of one of the drags of this business. To me, there's three real challenges here: the finding places to park when it comes to shutdown. Backing, still my least favorite thing to do. I got really lucky today. This is not an easy place to back into, actually. It's kind of crazy because the docks that they use, you come in the gate and you actually have to turn away from the dock to the right, and then you have to back way down a single lane area past a bunch of docks where it opens back up, and then you've got two retainer walls that you've got to kind of navigate between to get to the two docks that they do use for us. And it's not exactly easy to get in there, especially at night. I have trouble at night. I'm getting older, so unfortunately it's a sad fact that my night vision isn't what it used to be. Especially when I'm tired like I am now. I've been up since being up all as long as I have. I can start getting blurry vision kind of late at night. So I was struggling with that a little bit when I was backing up, but I got it in the dock, no problem. It wasn't too difficult. It wasn't I've had way worse than this. This is the second time I've been to this place. I was here once in the daylight, so that kind of helped, and I know what to expect. So that's helpful. And then of course my dock this morning was super easy, and that's because I got there early before they got a chance to start setting trailers on the opposite side of you, which starts making your job getting in a lot tougher. So there's what it is. But we just keep moving forward. I noticed that I'm picking up some new subscribers. Man, I want to welcome you guys to the channel. I hope that you can get some information that you can use to further your endeavors in trucking. If you're thinking about this, if you're looking into it and you're wondering, man, I mean, hey, look, it's like every job. There are going to be things and there are going to be days that are tough. And you just have to learn to deal with them and, not get bent out of shape. I mean, you'll see guys getting upset and stuff and, like going after the security guy, giving him crap because, it's not his, he doesn't control how long, they get behind, how they get behind or any of that. He just tries to do his job to try to get people in and do, he's doing what he has to do. And, people need to keep that in mind. And I just think a lot of guys don't do that. I never try to blow those guys crap, and I always try to be polite with them. And, it goes a long way, into, making your experience better too. Is it's like carrying around all that bitterness and negativity will just make you a bitter person in the end, and no fun to be around. There are things that are tough enough in life that so what? I mean, it is what it is. I mean, You know, as long as you're still here and you're still breathing, it's not bad. I mean, and I just clicked over another one, so we hit the big 5-3 this year. So I'm a latecomer in this game. So that if I can do it, believe me, if I can do this, you can do it. I mean, you can get in this and do it. The thing you got to be ready for is that you can find yourself sometimes feeling, if you're used to social life, if you're used to socializing a lot, or being able to communicate with people when you want to, sometimes you can. There are times when this job is super nice, because I'm kind of a loner person. I always have been my whole life, and I like being alone. But even I sometimes have my moments where I feel like you can feel really isolated. You can feel sometimes a little out of touch and out of contact with people, even with all the technology that we have. I mean, like cell phone, I got a laptop, Discord, I got a gaming server, I got a gaming group of guys. But I got a lot of guys. My guys are now all getting they're older like me, or getting older like me, and so now they're things have changed. They have girlfriends that have gotten married, and these are guys that didn't have girlfriends or weren't married for a number of years that I've known them. So everyone started kind of moving in their own directions, doing their own things right now. So we're not spending as much time gaming as we had in the past. So I find myself being out of contact a lot. My wife is one of those people that goes to bed really super early at night, so sometimes I can find myself in the middle of the night going, man, I'm bored and there's no one to talk to. And it's a little weird because I'm not used to that. Normally that wouldn't bother me. If I'm sitting at home, it wouldn't bother me at all. I mean, she could be asleep in the other room, she could be sitting in the living room watching TV, and I could be in the office, and we could maybe not say but 3 words the whole day to each other, and it wouldn't bother me at all. But it's the idea that I knew she was always there, and I could just go and do that. And when you're in the truck, it's it's completely different. Especially because you're traveling all around, and you're in different places. Every day you're waking up in a new place a lot of times. So there's that. Those are things that you need to expect and be prepared for. In one of my video, I had a question on the video from before about being out for 9 weeks. During my training, and yes, I was out for 9 weeks straight without coming home. Not bad at all. I made good money during that time. It was Enjoyed the experience. Said I had a great trainer. So it went by pretty quick, and it was a good time. I enjoyed it, and this time I don't think I'm going to stay out as long. I'm going to be limited on my medication. It's going to be the limiting factor for me. I've got some medication that I take that I can only get a 56-day supply, so that's like the most amount of time that I can stay out, and I'm going to have to work my schedule around my medication and picking up and taking home time, like every 56 days or so, every 55 days, whatever. So a month and a half, close to 2 months, I'll be able to stay out, and I'll have to go home and get that for as long as they keep me in OTR. I don't know. At this point, I might just stay OTR for now, instead of switching over to regional. Less backing with OTR, more miles. It's just you might have to deal with some of that weather in the Northeast, which I'm really not a big fan of. So we'll see. Right now it's mild and the temperatures are good, so it's not so bad. But anyway, I think I don't know. I'm really tired, so I might have missed something that I was planning on talking. Oh, and by the way, if you're looking at the flag behind me and wondering about the flag, going, hey, what's up? You're American. Why do you not have an American flag behind you? Look, everyone's got an American flag. I'm an American. I'm a veteran. I'm proud of my service, and I'm proud of my wife's service. My wife is retired Navy. I've served in the 82nd Airborne Division, and I'm proud of that. But everybody has an American flag. This is a Malta flag. This came from Malta on my European trip. I love the colors. I love the design of the flag. And I thought it was pretty cool. When I saw it right away, I was like, I'm going to buy that, and I know what I want it for. I want it for the truck. I want to put it in the truck to just kind of have as something to break up the gray background. So that's what the Maltese flag is about. Don't worry, I'm still proud American and still happy to be an American and all that. So, maybe at one point I'll switch over to something a little bit different. But for now, it looks good, even though you can still see all the fold lines and stuff in it. So, it's better than that gray bunk that's up there. And sorry about the camera, zooming in, and the I don't know, the focus is acting all wonky tonight. I think it's a lot of it has to do with the lighting and stuff. But this ad hoc video, that's what you're going to get sometimes. I don't have time to put a lot of effort into this right now. I'm too wiped out. But I did want to make this one just to point out a couple of things and say, hey, on my birthday, and welcome the new subscribers that have showed up to the channel. And feel free to drop your questions, man. It might take me a couple days to get them, to get reply to them, but I will try to get back and check all those and answer them, because I know how it is when you ask a question to someone and they don't get back to you. If I missed you, it's not on purpose, I promise you. And I would love to answer everybody's questions. Right now, I'm not overwhelmed. It's not like there's too many people. It's just I have to remind myself, because I'm not getting notifications about questions. I'm getting notifications about new subscribers, so I have to go back and kind of check the videos and look at all the comments. So I don't know what's up with that. I'll have to sort that out maybe and make that a little bit easier for me to know when you guys are asking questions, and I would love to answer all your questions. So if you don't get an answer right away, hang in there. I'll try to get back to it, and if I miss it, just hit me up again, and otherwise, you can also ask me for my personal contact information if you want. I'm happy to help any way I can and answer any questions that I can. I'm no expert by any means, but I'll tell you what I know, and whatever value that is, you can determine for yourself. Okay, so guys, I hope that your day is better than mine was today, but it wasn't too terrible. I'm still here, and it's just one more day and another year, and we'll keep moving forward, man. So you guys hang in there, man. Thanks for tuning in, and look out for the next video. Don't know what it's going to be about yet, but I promise maybe the next one I'm going to put something together a little bit more polished. Okay, all right, guys, peace.